Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we're going to be talking about Hedera Hashgraph. I'm also going to talk to you guys a little bit about LCX, nothing too crazy within that. But I do want to talk to you guys about HBAR because I know that a lot of people are kind of, looking past it, not really giving it, a second glance or anything like that. But I do want to talk to you guys about some massive innovation that's happening behind the scene. And, it's funny to me because we've seen projects like this in the past that have so many, development updates and innovation happening, but not a lot of price movement until people realize how huge it actually is. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. Let's talk about Hedera Hashgraph. So first off, let's refresh the market right now. We are seeing that little bit of a dead cat bounce on Bitcoin. I still think that we see lower prices in the short-term aspect. Long-term, I think that we are totally fine. Overall, when we're talking about HBAR, I always come back to one specific asset, and that is MATIC. We are going to open that in another chart or another tab, and we're going to open HBAR. So I do like to compare these two assets a lot, just because I am a holder of both. And at the time of holding MATIC, it was a very, very long-term hold for me because, originally I was holding all the way back here, and, I remember us breaking out of the all-time high, basically hitting about 50 some cents, and it was a long move this entire time. We actually hit the all-time high and still crashed and pretty much played the slow game for a little bit of time. Then people finally realized how big MATIC is, and we shot up way above the all-time high, I should say, and we targeted $1 fairly fast. Now, $1 was not the stopping stone, as you guys do see. We pretty much ranged to get to almost $2.50 plus cents, and now we're kind of just ranging to get to that next major move in the market. Now, the interesting thing about MATIC that during this entire time back here, I was holding it and seeing the daily updates. They still have massive updates every single day, just so you guys know, but back here, nobody really, cared about MATIC, and they didn't know what it was. They didn't care to see the potential behind it, and then it exploded in price. And that's going to be the same thing that happens for HBAR, right? We've been seeing a lot of updates happening within the Hedera mainnet ecosystem, as well as pretty much everything going on behind the scenes with NFTs. Now, again, when we look at the year-to-date, and we could go to the year-to-date chart on MATIC as well. So again, back here is where we were holding. We hit that all-time high of, this was roughly about 52 cents, but I know on, CoinMarketCap it's a little bit different. We traded sideways, then we shot out of it. Took pretty much from March 12th all the way to about April 25th. And I understand that's taken us a little bit longer for Hedera Hashgraph, but it is fine because the longer that it takes, the higher that it will go. And when we're talking about this, again, fairly similar price movement here, just kind of trading sideways, except it's trading sideways since March all the way to now October. And I get it, guys, right? We hit the all-time high about 54 cents, and, we're just waiting. We're sitting here waiting patiently for the next major move. And the next major move, I think, will be happening very soon. But I do think that we will see a little bit lower price action, probably around the 31 cents. To around even, the highs of like 25 cents and stuff like that being tested if we're looking at the major support. So overall, it depends on Bitcoin right now, but I still think that we will see a massive parabolic shift throughout the market with Hedera Hashgraph. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about LCX because I've mentioned LCX multiple times on this channel. Now, LCX is doing great things. Again, they are partnered with Hedera Hashgraph. Now, I was mentioning this asset at around 3 cents if we go to the 3-month span. I know that the chart looks fairly weird on this asset, but I was mentioning it down here at around 3 cents during August, and I continue to talk about this because I think that this is going to be an incredible asset to hold long term, sitting at about an $86 million market cap. And check out what happened today. We do see here Icon Foundation and LCX innovate on security token infrastructure, which again, we do know LCX is partnered with Hedera Hashgraph. They are also partnered with QNT as well, if you guys do know about that. Now, we do see that this is a long-term strategic partnership, and if we do read it, benefits of this partnership include exchange of knowledge and sharing of insights on security token infrastructure, compliance solutions, and regulation technology, working closely together to develop new standards for tokenized assets and how it could interconnect with other blockchains participating in the ICON network, sharing of operational infrastructure in Liechtenstein, I honestly cannot pronounce that to save my life, and South Korea. So I am very excited for the future of this partnership, and I think that this is going to be incredible as well, especially if you guys are an investor of LCX. And also, in the long-term aspect, we do know that Hedera Hashgraph is helping them pretty much develop this security infrastructure as well. So I think that this ties in with HBAR perfectly as well. Now, we do see here, so I'm not the biggest fan of Coinbase because they don't list HBAR, but their own NFT marketplace is coming, and this could also be a big one, especially if we can keep the pressure up on them to integrate Hedera NFTs. Now, this is coming from Tom S. If you guys don't know who he is, he's the co-founder and technical director of Everywhere UK, a partner of Hedera. Now, with this, okay, we are seeing Coinbase launching this NFT platform launching this year. This is fairly interesting to say the least, but just imagine if they do integrate with Hedera Hashgraph with NFTs. I think that this could be great to see. I think that this is great entirely, and I think that this is also a perfect opportunity for Hedera and Coinbase to really kind of capitalize on this, because think about it, right? We are seeing Jigstack, or Stack, if you will, pretty much integrating with Polygon to have those lower cost fees. Now, I think that it would be best for Coinbase to actually integrate with Hedera for those low cost fees, or they could again integrate with Polygon or MATIC, because this is solving a lot of problems as well within the Ethereum ecosystem of gas fees and stuff like that. So very interesting to see, speculation if you will, but overall I think that this would be great to see nonetheless. Now, I do also want to talk to you guys a little bit about this. So we do see a lot of things happening again within the ecosystem, but we also see things like this happening throughout the entire market, right? So within crypto, since this is unregulated, a lot of these major companies could, stretch the truth, if you will. And we do see this is from BSC, or Binance Smart Chain. It's time to accelerate Binance Smart Chain's journeys towards scaling and mass adoption. We are announcing the biggest growth fund in the history of crypto, the $1 billion fund to push the adoption of not only BSC, but the whole blockchain industry. Of course, this is a lie. This is a verified account of one of the biggest exchanges in the world, and this is a lie, of course. And this should tell you exactly how big this Hedera fund actually is at $5 billion. Also, I think that this is great to see. A lot of people were bearish on this, but if you think about it, that $5 billion is going to be allocated very, very well, and I think that it's going to really help the system extremely well on the Hedera mainnet. And again, when we talked about that, I think that this is great for scalability factors and just kind of scaling it in terms of adoption as well. And I'm very excited for the future of Hedera Hashgraph, as you already know. Now, including this, we also see another massive adoption. Hex Trust integrates Hedera Hashgraph into custody platform. And again, going back to Polygon, Polygon was integrating and doing massive development this entire time before it exploded in price. The difference is that we are already at pretty key levels of price. I would say the next major target for Hedera Hashgraph is $1 plus, but we could be eyeing $2.50 easily. Now, including in this, right, here are some fast facts. We do see here, with the integration of Hex Trust, HexSafe custody platform will support HBAR, the Hedera network's native cryptocurrency, and tokens issued using the Hedera token service, which allows users to issue digital tokens for any asset on Hedera's network. We also see here that the CEO said that the collaboration will provide banks, financial institutions, and institutional investors a secure and compliant way to integrate HTS-based tokens into their digital asset operations. Wow, isn't that interesting, right? Banks, financial institutions, and institutional investors. I wonder why they would be, integrating HTS-based tokens into their digital asset operations. Hex Trust also announced it had been appointed as a strategic custodian of Toko, a digital asset tokenization engine launched by global law firm DLA Piper, a Hedera governing council member. Toko aims to provide the compliance and regulatory expertise of the law firm to distributed ledger technology and digital assets. The integration of the Hex Trust custody solution with Toko is a key milestone in the development of digital asset ecosystem. And then we also see here, following on from successful Toko projects using HTS, this custodial integration will allow us to deliver more complex projects and to support asset-backed token issuances using either regulated or unregulated tokens and legal structures. This is huge if you think about it. And again, it all plays perfectly within the banking, financial institution, and institutional investor scene. I think that adoption is just beginning with crypto, and I think that this is only the beginning. Again, when we look at this Hex Trust, partnership, we also see here crypto custodian Hex Trust closes a $10 million funding round led by Animoca Brands. Now, if you guys don't know who Animoca Brands is, again, they are a major partnership with Hedera Hashgraph. This is why we always look at the little guys that are on the team, because even in the sense of this goes back to the 5th of this month. This got launched today on the 12th. So this is why we look at the breadcrumbs, because it leads us to the bigger slice of the pie. So when we're talking about this, right, this is huge. We do see here it is the perfect time to invest in scaling operations, hiring key talent, and building top-tier infrastructure to seize the opportunities in this rapidly evolving and growing market. We view Hex Trust as a trusted partner to institutional investors and digital asset companies, offering the full range of services required to operate in this dynamic market in a safe and compliant manner. This is going to be huge. We do see here the fresh capital will also enable the company to expand its operations across the Singapore and Vietnam offices, as well as establish its footprint in Europe and the Middle East. This is going to be stretching a massive amount of NFT spaces. We talk about the NFT space a lot, but this is going to stretch to massive jurisdictions, and I think that this is only the beginning of adoption. And again, this all leads back to our lovely friend Hedera Hashgraph. Now, we also seen EFTPOS, right? Talk about it a lot on this channel, okay? We do see that they'd seen a new innovative technology release today, or a project release. Check in, check out payment via EFTPOS Australia, QR code to roll out by Christmas. This is going to be massive, and when we talk about Christmas, let's just say we're going to be gifted some massive gifts. Now, of course, this goes back to, I guess this was released at a different time zone, but this was pretty much released today. We do see our consumers will soon be able to pay for their groceries and other retail purchases by scanning a QR code, with payments provider EFTPOS set to roll out the new checkout option by Christmas. This could be huge if you think about the long-term growth of the retail market. I think retail is a huge market to really kind of disrupt. It's a $1 trillion plus market, so I think that this is great to see. We expect EQR will quickly become the QR equivalent of EFTPOS Tap and Pay on debit cards. He said, COVID has changed customer behavior, and Australians are now ready for the enhanced payment experience offered by EQR. I think that this is great to see. It gives merchants the ability to have a richer conversation with consumers as opposed to the tap and pay one-way handshake that exists today. From the big retailers' perspective, this will all come back to their loyalty programs, understanding customers better, and being able to offer better targeted experiences for them. Again, this is pretty huge. This is going to be, a long-term thing as well. I remember speaking to one of our product leads in February 2020 and saying, while we knew this was the right move for Australia, how were we going to explain QR codes to shoppers? Literally the next month we were locked down. That was one silver lining. It's absolutely well within the technical capability of the platform, and we think it will be great simplification for a lot of Australians. Now again, I know they don't mention anything with Hedera, but we already know that they are building multiple projects with HBAR, and I would not be surprised with this leading all the way back to HBAR and HBAR having a big hand in the puzzle for this. Also, again, this is focused on retail demand. This is focused on payments entirely. Again, this is a massive innovative idea, especially in regards to groceries and other retail purchases. Everybody's trying to get away from, pretty much paying with cash or paying with, any sort of, hands-on, sort of monetary value asset. So this is great to see in regards to scanning a QR code and really paying like that. A lot of people want to do things like that from now on. They don't want to do, cash, or they don't want to do, swipe the card and touch the tab, because again, everybody's kind of, in that idea of they want to stay away from germs. So I think that this is great to see overall. And again, it's innovative. Going all the way back to 2007, that was the massive tap and go payments idea in 2007. So I think that this is great to see. And again, all of these lead back to one individual, and that is HBAR, right? So when we come back to HBAR, I don't know why CoinMarketCap is taking forever to load, but it is what it is. When we come down to HBAR sitting at number 36, we are innovating day by day. And when we go back to Polygon, I still think, Polygon's a great project, don't get me wrong, but on a massive scale, HBAR is far ahead of almost every single asset within the space. And I think that the price appreciation is going to show that as soon as we really break out and lead into alt season, which, by the way, I would prepare your assets now, because look at what is happening. I think that we are in phase one right now. Okay, we're seeing the price of Bitcoin surging. Soon we will see Ethereum surging. Then we will see that money trickling into our large cap gems. And then guess what happens after that? We go into full-blown alt season. So prepare your assets now, guys. We are getting very, very close. We don't have to wait too much longer, trust me. But with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, if you guys do want more free content, you guys could always check out my website, NCashOfficial.com, to really learn more about my personal exit strategies, my portfolio insights, all that kind of stuff. I also do have the Crusader Trading Bundle Pack for $60. That includes everything, as well as all future products for free as well. So with that being said, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.